जय भैरवी देवी महाभद्राणी नमः श्री जय भैरवी देवी महेश।
Next question is from Manisha. We have heard that in our culture there are many ways to boost immunity with the local resources available at home. Could you shed more light on building resistance using home remedies?
Well, building up immunity is not going to happen overnight, this we must know. Generally, I believe, for a variety of reasons, looking at the lifestyles, looking at the food patterns, I think this must be checked, this must be medically checked. I think southern Indian people are having a better immune system than a whole lot of other people in the world, simply because of the food patterns and the practices and the weather and various other aspects. You must understand, in a tropical climate, there are more life forms than anywhere else, including microorganisms. The number and the variety of them is very, very high. So living in this land itself, the system becomes more resilient because we are exposed to these things all the time. That is one aspect. Another thing is food, another thing is lifestyles. All these aspects are there. Being farming communities largely, most of us, if not in this generation, in the previous generation, we've all come from farming communities. So people lived on the land, that itself gave them enormous strength. In most other parts of the world, over 80% of the population moved away from farming probably 100 years ago. In India, we've just moved away from the land only in the last 25–30 years ago. This benefit is still there with us. It will not stay with us if you're continuing… if everybody starts living in high-rise apartments without being in contact with the ground and start living like lab rats, protected from everything, well, our immunity also will go down. But I think we still have this advantage. But right now, what can I do to boost my immunity? As I said, it's not an overnight solution, but in a period of time, you can do this. Well, let me talk about very common things available. One thing is, I must say this, we are sacred ash people, we're always ash smeared one way or the other. There are different types of ashes, if you know how to use it. I can't go about giving you instructions of this over the on the web, but if you learn to use it properly, it helps. Neem is available almost right across the country except in the mountainous places. Daily consumption of neem leaves. Turmeric is anyway available. Now they are making what is called as nano-turmeric, where the absorption rate is way higher than the normal turmeric, which also greatly enhances your immune system. If you soak the gooseberry or the amla or the nallikai in honey overnight, along with some broken pepper, black pepper or green pepper. Green pepper, I'm saying for those of you who are in other countries, green pepper does not mean chili. We mean to say raw pepper. The peppercorn, when it's raw, which you might not have seen in most parts of the world, here it's common for us, it's available. So, soak it in honey and every day about 3 spoons, 3 times a day. It works best, all these things work best when you're on an empty stomach, that's the first thing that you take. If you do these things, you can see a significant increase in your immune system. I would say in 4 to 8 weeks, one can see significant betterment of one's immune system. There are yogic practices which are hard to teach, but right now, just doing a chant and doing Isha Kriya, this will also enhance your immune system. Let this be very clear, that this is not treatment for coronavirus. nor is it a prevention. I did my chant, so I go and do irresponsible things. It's not going to work like that. These are things you do over a period of time and strengthen your system, that the next virus that comes, you may be in a little better place to handle. That is if you're there. Yes, don't take this lightly. Do not take this lightly. Right now, it is a challenge for every one of us to stay alive through this period. That's what it means. Do not think it's some remote thing that happens to somebody else in China or Italy. Right now, if you stay alive through these 6 to 8 months, that means we have handled this responsibly. If every one of us stay alive, that means we are good. We have lived consciously and responsibly, that's what it means. This is what, unfortunately, the governments have to enforce by force, because a whole lot of people don't seem to realize that this is necessary, and they think this is some fiction. This is not fiction. This is an imminent danger that we need to handle properly.
Horse gram is one among the lentils. It is the most protein-rich lentil found on the planet. It's very high-powered, so that's why race horses are fed with this gram, which is called as horse gram today. In the market, it's unfortunately called horse gram, it's called kollu in Tamil and huruli in other languages, ulu in Telugu. So, this is a very good thing. It's good to sprout it. If you sprout it, you digest it much more easily. You can keep it in a bowl in your room, get one white cloth, put it in that, soak it in the water for about 6 to 8 hours, then tie it in a cloth and keep it closed. In about 3 days it'll sprout. If it's sprouted, you can just eat it raw. If it's come out about half an inch out of the seed, you can eat it raw. It takes a lot of chewing and eating, you chew it and eat it. It's very good. Now, this will increase heat in the body. Today sun is up, and suppose today you drink kollu or eat kollu and you feel too much heat, then you must balance it by eating green gram. Sprouted green gram will cool the system. Oh, is this all so complicated? Can't I just eat my meal? I'm only asking you to just eat it. I'm not asking you to perform any ritual. But right now, you are just performing the ritual of eating. You're not eating as a human being should eat. If you just go and watch any of the wild animals, they're just chopping, chomp, 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 they're eating, but they're not eating indiscriminately. Just like that, they're rejecting what they don't want. They're eating what they want. Just observe a spotted deer, you can see it will be grazing. You just see what it eats, what it does not eat. It just knows. Just like that, by the feel of it, it knows what to eat, what not to eat for today. Tomorrow it may be eating a leaf that it does not eat today, but today it knows what to eat for its body and for the atmosphere around it. So you also need to develop that a little bit, because this is the intelligence of the body. So, consuming this horse gram will generate heat in the body. If you find it's causing excessive heat, how do you know excessive heat is? You will notice your eyeballs are hot. Or you want to go and pee, you want to pee, it's full but it won't come out, it hurts. That means there is excess heat. Such a thing happens, you just drink some ash gourd juice or eat some green gram or take some castor oil and apply it on, either inside the navel or the anahata, the vishuddhi, this place and these 2 spots behind the ears. If you apply instantly, within 5 minutes, the system will cool down, go to the bathroom, everything will happen without effort. So, the body has to be managed. Even now, self-management is happening, but if you consciously manage it, it'll function better. It's as simple as that. If you want to use this system at a higher dimension of performance, then you have to watch it. Somehow live and die, then nothing matters, eat whatever. No? What does it matter? Even if you eat garbage, you will live. But eating with care and watching what the body needs will enable the body in many ways. A conscious managing, not becoming a health freak, being, stressed about what do I eat, what do I do this, how do I this, no, that itself is damaging. Just being conscious, how much of what is body's requirement today, that's what you do.
கருத்தே